Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Rosa here of Splat Communications and Simplified Strategic Solutions. Our video for today is the culmination of over 6 months of hard work. We are proud about this accomplishment. It is indeed the first of its kind. No other independent organization has this data. But before we start, may we make this simple appeal to please don't skip ads and please subscribe. Kindly like and share the videos as well so that you can help in spreading relevant information. Lastly, we promote a healthy discourse in the comment section. Just be mindful of the words you choose as this is a direct reflection of you as a person. As previously mentioned, we have collated the over 160,000 respondent preference data for our presidential candidates. We have adjusted the speed of the video accordingly in order to allow the viewers to grasp the information. Let us be mindful that people have varying reading speeds, so please bear with us. If you have limited time, you may want to view this video in 3 separate segments, parts 1 to 3. The link is in the description. Thank you. Let us begin. Region 1, Ilocos Region. This region is composed of the following provinces: Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte, La Union, Pangasinan. This region has a total of 15,376 respondents. In descending order, former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants for Region 1 with an astounding 82.2% preference share. Second is Manila Mayor Isko Domagoso with 6.3%. Third is VP Leni Robredo with 4.8%. She is followed by Senators Manny Pacquiao and Ping Lacson with 2.1 and 1.4% preference shares respectively. Undecided is 3.2%. As expected, being the part of the solid north, former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. got supermajority preference shares amongst all of the other presidentiables, from 76 to 92%. On the other hand, VP Leni Robredo placed third in 3 out of the 4 provinces in Region 1. Region 2 or Cagayan Valley has a total of 3,774 respondents. Undecided is 9.6%. In descending order, former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants with 82.7% preference shares. VP Leni is a very insignificant and distant second place with 3%. This region has 5 provinces. We were able to obtain data except in the province of Batanes. Again, former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. garnered supermajority preference shares on all 4 provinces, while VP Leni Robredo again were extremely distant second place for 3 provinces in this region. Not only that, she also had the lowest preference share in the province of Quirino. Let us now look at the results from Region 3, Central Luzon. This region has a total of 9,446 respondents. Undecided is 8%. In descending order, former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential candidates in this region with a 68.5% preference share. VP Leni is a distant second with 9.4%. She is followed by Manila Mayor Isko Domagoso with 73% preference shares, while Senators Manny Pacquiao and Ping Lacson are statistically tied for 4th and 5th places with 3.5 and 3.4% preference shares respectively for Central Luzon. Central Luzon is composed of 7 provinces. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. garnered supermajority preference shares in 5 out of the 7 provinces in this region. He also garnered majority in the 2 other provinces. In contrast, VP Leni is an extremely distant second in 6 out of these 7 provinces, but she only ranked 4th in Batanes. Let us now proceed to the National Capital Region or Metro Manila. This region has a total of 44,118 respondents. Undecided is 9%. This region is composed of 16 cities and the municipality of Pateros. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants with 67% preference shares, while VP Leni Robredo and Manila Mayor Isko Domagoso are statistically tied for very distant second places with 9% and 8.3% preference shares, respectively. As can be seen in the data per city, former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads with supermajority in all of the 16 cities and one municipality of NCR, while VP Leni Robredo is very far second in 13 cities, while she is just also third in 3 cities and in the municipality of Pateros. Let us now look at the Region 4A Calabarzon. This region is composed of 5 provinces. It has a total of 24,297 respondents. Undecided is 15%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants in Calabarzon with 55.5% preference shares. Statistically tied for second place are Manila Mayor Isko Domagoso and VP Leni Robredo with 10.6 and 10.1% preference shares, respectively. Let us now go to the results of Region 4B or Mimaropio. This region has 5 provinces. It has a total of 4,178 respondents. Undecided is still high at 26%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants with 38.4% preference shares. He is followed by Senator Manny Pacquiao with 11%, while Manila Mayor Isko Domagoso and VP Leni Robredo are statistically tied for third place with 9.9 and 9.8% preference shares, respectively. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has the majority preference share in 1 province and plurality preference in 4 provinces in Mimaropa, while VP Leni Robredo can only muster second place in 1 province, third in another province and 4th place in 3 other provinces in this region. Let us now look at the results for Bicol Region. This region has 6 provinces and 10,416 respondents. Undecided is 4.79%. VP Leni Robredo leads all presidential candidates in this region with 55.5% preference shares. She is followed by former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. with 22%. Third is Senator Manny Pacquiao with 10.6% preference shares. VP Leni Robredo has the majority preference share in 3 out of the 6 provinces in this region. She also has 2 plurality preference shares in 2 other provinces, while former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has 1 plurality preference share. Let us now look at the results from Region 6, Western Visayas. This region has 6 provinces and 5,836 respondents. Undecided is 3.65%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidentiables with 36.8% preference shares. Second is VP Leni Robredo with 25.3%, while Senator Manny Pacquiao is third with 20.4% preference shares for Western Visayas. It is very interesting to note that in this region former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and VP Leni Robredo both have 3 plurality preference shares each out of the 6 provinces, and their margins against each other is not as wide as in the other previous regions and provinces. Let us now look at the results from Region 7 Central Visayas. This region is composed of 4 provinces and total respondents are 5,905. Undecided is still high at 21%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants with 46.5% preference shares. Second is Senator Manny Pacquiao with 14.5%. Third is VP Leni with 8.5%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has 2 majority preference shares in 2 provinces as well as 2 plurality preference shares for this region. Let us now see the results from the region of Eastern Visayas. This region is composed of 6 provinces and there are 3,402 respondents. Undecided is 17.2%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential candidates with 64.6% preference shares. VP Leni Robredo is far second with 6.32%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has the majority of 5 out of the 6 provinces in this region plus 1 plurality preference share. VP Leni Robredo is ranked far second in 5 out of the 6 provinces in this region. Let us now look at the results from Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula. This region has 3 provinces and 628 respondents. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants in this region with 38.4% preference shares. He is followed by Senator Manny Pacquiao with 30%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has a plurality lead in 2 provinces in this region. Senator Manny Pacquiao is ranked second in these two provinces. We have no data for one province. Time to look at the results for the region of Northern Mindanao. This region has 5 provinces and 8,820 respondents. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants with 63% preference shares. He is followed by Senator Manny Pacquiao in very distant second place with 14%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has the majority preference of the 4 provinces of TAI's region with available data. Former Senator Manny Pacquiao is second in these 4 provinces. Let us now look at the results for the Davao region, Region 11. This region is composed of 5 provinces and it has a total of 7,531 respondents. Undecided is 9.7%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidentiables with 62.7% preference shares. Senator Manny Pacquiao is a very distant second with 10.2%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has majority preference shares in 4 out of the 5 provinces in this region. Senator Manny Pacquiao, on the other hand, is second on all of those provinces. Senator Manny Pacquiao has the plurality preference share in 1 province. Let us now look at the results for Region 12 Sorsogon. This region has 5 provinces and a total of 5,753 respondents. Undecided is 8.8%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential candidates in this region with 46.8% preference shares. Senator Manny Pacquiao is second with 29.7%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has the majority preference shares of 4 out of the 5 provinces in this region, while Senator Manny Pacquiao has the plurality preference in 1 of the provinces. Let us now look at the results for Caraga, Region 13. This region has 5 provinces and there are a total of 861 respondents. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidentiables with 61.3% preference shares. He is followed by Senator Manny Pacquiao with 11.5%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos has majority preference shares in all 4 provinces in this region with available data. Senator Manny Pacquiao is ranked a very distant second in all of these 4 provinces. We have no data on Dinagat Islands. Let us now go to the results for the BARMM. This region has 5 provinces, but we were only able to obtain data from 2 provinces. There are a total of 415 respondents from BARMM. Undecided is 14%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential candidates in BARMM with 44% preference shares. He is followed by Manila Mayor Isko Domagoso with 19%. Next is Senator Manny Pacquiao with 15.7%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has 1 majority and 1 plurality preference share in the 2 provinces that we have obtained data. Senator Manny Pacquiao is second in those 2 provinces. Last but certainly not the least, Region 15 Cordillera Administrative Region. This region is a part of the Solid North. This region is composed of 6 provinces. There are a total of 2,648 respondents for this region. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential candidates in this region with 84.5% preference shares. A far and insignificant second place is VP Leni Robredo with 4.4%. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has the majority preference share of all the 6 provinces in this region. Without further ado, let us now move directly to the final summary with over 160,000 respondents nationwide. In descending order, former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. leads all presidential aspirants with 60.4% preference shares nationwide. He is followed by VP Leni Robredo, who is galaxies away in second place with 11.2%. Statistically tied for third and fourth places are Manila Mayor Isko Domagoso and Senator Manny Pacquiao with 7.62 and 7.47% preference shares, respectively. They are followed by Senator Ping Lacson with 2.9% preference shares nationwide. Analysis, Splat analysis. This is our own interpretation of the data we have just presented. Everyone is free to either agree or disagree. We shall make this very short and sweet. Game over. Game over. Game over. The Philippines has a total of 81 provinces. We have no data from 8 provinces. We have accumulated data from 73 provinces. Former Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will win in 63 out of the 73 provinces where we have accumulated data. He will have the majority share of votes in 51 out of these 63 provinces. He will be the plurality choice in the 12 other provinces out of 63. VP Leni Robredo will win only a total of 8 provinces, 5 of these are in the Bicol Region and 3 in Western Visayas. She will have the majority votes of 3 provinces while and 5 plurality choice in 5 other provinces. Senator Manny Pacquiao will win by plurality votes in 2 provinces in Mindanao. We made this bold prediction as early as January while the other formal and reputable survey firms tread on the prudent, safe and professional approach, and might we say, rightfully so. We were never reckless in our forecasts. It is only our organization who was able to process this large volume of readily available statistical data for this year's presidential and vice presidential elections for the last 6 months or so. It was not an easy task. But at the end of it all, we are the only organization who are able to come up with this nationwide per province results. This is the fruit of our labor and hard work. We hope that we were able to provide relevant information. We still believe we have stumbled into something very valuable in the process. This massive data gathering has never been undertaken in any presidential elections globally. We stand by our belief that with a few tweaks, this can also become the new gold standard in election forecasting in the future, as it is a generally accepted fact in statistics that the larger the sample size, the more accurate the data generated would be, and we have proven that time and again throughout the course of this study somehow, as our results are at par with the best, the most established and the most reputable research firms in the country today. The proof is in the results. Though this study lasted for over 6 months, the data we have obtained cannot be easily dismissed, as we have proven time and again how close the results are with that of those from scientific survey firms. As we close this Kalye survey summary for these elections, we are looking forward for better days ahead. for whoever the winner of the elections on Monday will be the most deserving. We also look forward to a brighter future for Splat Communications and simplified strategic solutions as we are able to gain the trust and confidence of the people. Thank you. In behalf of my partner Wina and rest of the hard-working Splat Communications and Simplified Strategic Solutions team, we thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts. Till next time. Stay safe. Rosa out. Bye.